Joining us today from Geneva, Switzerland, Yohann Abittan, lecturer and Datacentric AI specialist, CEO of Newmail AI. I'm Tom Ria, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. So Yohann, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs looking to build AI-powered products?
Hi, Tom. It's a pleasure to be here and joining you with your audience. The advice I would give to entrepreneurs and people building AI-powered products starts with the selection of the problem. I think AI today, it is very appropriate for some problems and can be very cost-effective and useful, especially when the cost of failure is low and when supervision is much cheaper and easier than creation. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by this is, let's take the example of autonomous driving. Autonomous driving is very, very, very fault sensitive, which means driving a car could result in a car crash, an accident, and could potentially be lethal.
Right.
That means that autonomous driving would cost billions to develop, and it's taken years and years and years, and heaps of supervision at every decision point to make its way into the world, and it's still not available today.
Right.
What I mean by where supervision is useful, AI has been a great boon in the field of customer support and in marketing and generating content, because it's easier to have the AI generate a bunch of content and identify what is good content, what hooks you when you read it, what is interesting, captivating, and to make that selection and then put it out in the world. It's easier to identify that success than to create it from scratch.
And well, to that point, that it actually helps us as individuals. It helps us answer the questions we would like to ask. And sometimes we don't even know who to ask them to.
Yeah, this goes to the way to work with artificial intelligence, in a new paradigm shift. And I actually find it to be extremely helpful when working with tools like ChatGPT to state my goals, state my objective, and say, ChatGPT, help me ask myself the right questions that would help me get to the place I'm trying to go. And oftentimes I'll add on to the instructions to the AI and say, if you need any more context or clarifying questions, please feel free to ask me.
And I say, I'm looking at your LinkedIn profile right now, and at the top, it says personally aligned AI. So you actually bring it to the personal level. It's me and you and you and you and you and me.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I can speak about my company for a minute, Newmail was created with the idea that ChatGPT and these tools are useful, but they're limited by their knowledge of ourselves, our context, and their ability to do what a specific person wants. They've been created as a kind of global system anybody can tap into and use and ask questions, but they don't have top of mind who is asking this question, why are they asking it, what perspective would be most useful to them.
Right.
And oftentimes in security of AI, people talk about the alignment problem. How do we make an AI whose political views are aligned with a world that has many different political views, for example?
Yes.
We solve that problem by going down to the individual, to the personal level, and we create personally aligned AI. Newmail is an AI executive assistant that you provide 5 to 7 questions of context to understand your professional life. Who are you? What's your role? What are your responsibilities? And then every single time that you get an email into your inbox, Newmail will use that personal context to make decisions. And those decisions, based on the Eisenhower matrix, the productivity technique to separate things into urgent and important, and followed by interesting, helps you to get rid of the noise so you can focus on what truly matters to you in a way that is personalized and objective to your situation, your specific context, helping you be more aligned to your goals, to your objectives, to your role.
And productive. I can see, I'm looking at your site, which says master your inbox and calendar with practical AI. And also it says save an hour a day with AI-powered email ranking, task tracking, and event scheduling. as a business person, that's sort of like what we do all day long is ranking, task tracking, right? Giving priorities and then scheduling. Scheduling more often than not has become something almost like slime. You can hardly put your hand around it anymore because it's volatile from everybody's point of view. So what you do is that you sign up for an inbox intelligence. So you're helping business persons be more productive.
Absolutely. To go back to your first question, AI is truly made for is taking a large volume of unstructured data and making sense out of the chaos. So what we do is we take an inbox that's full of marketing, advertisement, cold calls, but also real opportunities, and sifting all of that, organizing it, keeping it clean and organized on a minute-to-minute basis, so that the people that interact with their inbox can feel like they are in an organized workspace that is built to help them focus their attention on the hard problems and knock those out of the park as soon as possible. And with the understanding that the world is dynamic and fluid, and sometimes you can't finish an email that same day, but you want to keep track of it. And we do that for you. We create this automated to-do list that tracks the links, the next steps, and everything that you need to hit the ground running on a daily basis and revisit any past action that still needs to be completed.
Very good. So how can our listeners find you?
Our website is newmail.ai, and you'll find all the information there. Otherwise, I'm also always open to feedback, and my email is y@newmail.ai, and I'm there for any questions or feedback from your listeners.
Very good. Well, thanks for sharing and thanks for being here today.
It's a great pleasure, Tom. Thank you very much.
And again, for our listeners, the information you can find is at www.newmail.ai. Newmail.ai. You'll find him on LinkedIn as well. Cafe Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information at focusmi.com. Talk to Tom, talk to the world. Thanks for listening. Cafe Networking promotes successful business experts.